Normally, I pride myself on being able to work by myself. However, this comes with some downsides, like damaging and denting way more things than I care to admit. And it's not because I don't like asking for help, it's because I hate asking for help. Like, imagine your neighbor asking you at 8 o'clock at night to help you unload plywood. So I found that the best solution to this is to struggle as much as possible and take twice as long to finish the project. Which brings us to the topic of this video. My fiance approached me about 3 months ago with this idea to rent out these flower walls and this party cart. She asked me if I could build it cheaper than the $3,000 that was listed for on Etsy. So naturally, I took this as an opportunity to buy more tools and told her of course I could build it cheaper. The way I'm building this is pretty simple. It's going to be a plywood box with trim all around the edges. The backside that you see me cutting here is going to be kept open for storage. Now, I don't think I'm a great woodworker by any means, but I am pretty stupid, and what stupid allows me to do is make a ton of mistakes. For example, what you don't know is that this is the second time I've had to cut out these pieces for this box. On the first time around, I took the inside measurements on my SketchUp drawing and used that as my cut list, so every piece was 3/4 of an inch short. Now, normally I wouldn't mind, and I would just make my project a little bit smaller. But the problem is, I already purchased the butcher block that's going to act as this top. And in the final drawing on SketchUp, each edge will have a 1/2 inch overlap on each edge of the base of the party cart. So this means that by cutting each piece 3/4 of an inch short, I would be some mathematical amount off. Now I know what you're going to say. Really? Pocket holes? But you have to understand something. Nobody who rents this cart is going to care that it's not dadoed in there. So this entire project is not only pocket holed, but screwed from the inside. That's right. All of the trim is screwed from the inside. The reason I did it like this is 2 reasons. One, I didn't want any visible nail holes in the front. And 2, I wanted to make it so that if I needed to remove these and replace a board in the event it gets damaged, I can easily do that, which is also why all of these trim pieces are butt jointed. Not only because I'm terrible at miters, but because 45-degree miters always open up in cases like this. What I'm doing now is ripping my trim down to the final width. While designing the car, I made sure that the trim wasn't only decorative. The top part of the trim is going to serve as the handle, and the side part is going to serve as the legs. Like I said earlier, all of these are getting pre-drilled and screwed from behind. I've heard that the wood prefers this method the best. As you watch this video, I want you to count how many times my outfits change. Because like the majority of you watching, I have a full-time job. So I really don't get to work on projects as much as I'd like to. If you feel that you fall into this category as well, don't let that discourage you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with only working on a project for 20 or even 30 minutes a day. For example, this cart took me 30 days to build, working on and off, before and after work. There were some days where I only had time to rip a board or two. And honestly, it can be a little frustrating knowing that you want to get more done, but you just don't have the time. So if there's at least one takeaway, let it be this. Build what you want, and don't worry about the time. Since we're on the subject of time, I wasn't able to show everything in this build, like how I built the legs, or how I installed the threaded inserts for the wagon wheels. But that's because I don't know if anyone wants to see this. This stuff might be interesting to me, but I don't know if it's interesting to you. So if you do find this interesting, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. It's the only way I'll know that you want to see more videos like this. The way I'm building the legs are a little different. I'm using these adjustable feet that I found on Amazon. And the thing that I have to keep in mind is that I want to be able to adjust up or down depending on the surface that I'm on. So I actually have to build the legs about 1.25 inches short. That way, when I put the adjustable feet on, I'll be able to adjust up or down to be level. If you ever have to recess something into wood, do yourself a favor and practice multiple times on scrap wood before you actually commit to the project piece. This way you can play around with the fitment to get it just the way you want. If you go to the internet to find the one right way to do something, you will be disappointed. However, that does not apply to threaded inserts. Everyone online is in agreement that the best way to install threaded inserts is using this bolt method. And I have to say, it worked. The easiest way to add detail to your piece is to add a round over. I wouldn't say that all projects need it, but it really made a big difference on this one. Like I mentioned earlier, due to time, I didn't really get to show everything that I wanted to. Off camera, I finished the top with Rubio Monocoat, added wagon wheels using steel pipe as an axle, and painted the entire cart white. But I do have a short reel at the end of this video with the entire cart finished. For the top canopy, I decided to go with just maple plywood with edge banding. After having finished this piece, looking back now, for something that's paint grade, I wouldn't change the way I did it. There is a risk versus reward in any wood project. And I think the main one in this project was the wagon wheels. The risk is that I don't know how they're built. That means I have to wait until they're shipped to me to do all of the final measurements. And the reward is that you hope they come out looking really good. So watch until the end of this video and let me know what you think down below in the comments.